everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and today I am here to do my June 2019 TBR. So as of the end of this month, it'll be exactly 1 year since the reading slump hit. And considering I had somewhat of a decent reading month in May, considering I read the most books in 1 month that I have this entire year, I think, and I'm probably going to jinx myself on this one, that this is really going to be the month, guys. It just might be, but we're gonna have to see and find out. I don't have too much of an ambitious TBR. I still have a lot of books and a lot of them are over 500 pages long. What else is new? But you know, I think I can do it. So without me rambling on any further, let's jump right in and get started. So starting off with some rereads. Now I have 3 books in the series I really want to make my main priority for this month for a couple of different reasons. Starting off with the first 2, which is Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, both by Sarah J. Maas. And this is book 5 and 6 in the Throne of Glass series. This is a series I have loved since I read it the first time in 2016. I binge read the entire series in like 2 weeks up until Empire of Storms. And I am currently rereading this. I am almost to the halfway mark. I'm just short of it. So I think that if I put my mind to it, I will be able to finish it sometime within the next couple days from when I'm filming this video. So if that is possible, I can finally move on to Tower of Dawn, because I've never finished the entire series. I've gotten up to Empire Storms, I have not read Tower of Dawn, I have not read Kingdom of Ash. So I am really anticipating finishing both of these this month, and if I could start Kingdom of Ash, that would be great. But there's one other book that's part of the series I need to talk about, so let's talk about that. That is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This is book 2 in the Throne of Glass series. This was my favorite book in the series up until I read Empire of Storms, so that's saying a lot. And I have been part of a read-along for this entire series for the past couple months. I've talked about it in my reading vlogs before, but it's basically a entire reread of the entire Throne of Glass series, and it's hosted by Miss Sassy Cassie and Brittany's Book Find. I'll link both of their channels down below, as long with all the read-along information. I have been able to co-host both of the live shows for the first book as well as the Assassin's Blade, which is the novella collection in between the first and second one. So I've been very fortunate enough to do that. I am going to be part of this live show as well. So this is our pick for June. And again, I love this series. I think I'll be easily able to finish this in a couple of days, so looking forward to reading those books. Because also a reread it, and that is Zenith by Sasha Osberg and Lindsay Cummings. So this is the first book in the Andromeda Saga duology. Nexus, the second and final book, just came out at the beginning of May. I was able to meet the authors. I'll go ahead and link my reading vlog for that in the cards. But this is a book that I know a lot of people don't like, and I can very much understand why. I actually really enjoyed it when I read it, but that was almost 3 years ago. So I want to see if my opinions have changed, and I do, if I don't love it as much as I did the first time, I do think I'm going to end up finishing up the duology, since I do own the second book and have it signed and personalized to me as well as this first book. And this is a YA science fiction series that follows our main character Andromeda, who is basically, she is kind of like Selena Sardathian from Throne of Glass, and she is a female space pirate who has an all-female crew, and she has been one of the most feared figures in this galaxy for a number of years, and she basically has to team up on a mission with her ex to find her ex's captain's daughter who has been kidnapped, and things ensue from there. I know, again, a lot of people don't like this book. I can understand why. I liked it well enough. I gave it 5 stars upon my first read of it when I had an art copy in 2017, but again, things could have changed from there, so I'm interested to see what I think about it now. The next book is to complete a list that I made almost 2 years ago, and that was my 5-star predictions video. And again, it's been almost 2 years and I still haven't updated it, but I'm almost done. This is the last book that I need to read off of that list. That is The Devil's Labyrinth by John Saul. This is a adult thriller with some fantasy elements to it. Basically, I'm just going to read off the back because it sums up everything that I know. In the 4th century, this symbol appeared in the catacombs of Rome. In the 16th century, it was inscribed on a scroll in Spain. Today, it's about to be discovered beneath a historic building in Boston. This is the Devil's Labyrinth, and they're talking about this wolf right here. So that is all I know. That's all I need to know. It sounds right up my alley, so I'm excited to dive in. So we have one that's just kind of out of the blue, but I'm like, I need to read this. I really want to read it, and that is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This is the first book in the Nevernight Chronicles. I believe it's going to be a trilogy. I know the third book comes out in September, but this one is one that I literally have picked up in my library about 10 different times since it came out, and I just never read it. And I'm like, I know I'm going to love this, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it, but I just don't know why I haven't picked it up. This is an adult fantasy book following our main character Mia, who goes to assassin school, and that's literally all I know. I think that's all I've known going in for a number of years, but I have heard like no bad reviews of this book at all since it came out. Everybody loves it, and again, assassins, boarding school aspect, it's like two things that I love, so I really want to dive in. The next book is off of my top 10 to read in 2019 video, so I'll go ahead and link that on the screen if you guys haven't seen that. But this one is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Okay, so I have a long history with Marissa Meyer. If you guys have been following my channel since the beginning, you might know, but if you are new, I DNF Cinder. It was like 200 pages, and I literally could not get into that book. And then I read Heartless, and I hated it. I gave it 2 stars. And then this one is my third and final chance with Marissa Meyer. I don't know if I'm going to like this. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't like superhero stories in general, but this one has some dystopian elements. So this is YA. It's classified as science fiction, but again, it has some dystopian elements to it. And it follows 2 main characters who live in a world where basically these people called the Renegades have risen to power. They are the superhero people in this society, and there's also these anarchists who are the opposing side, the villains, and they are trying to overthrow the Renegades. And we follow one person who is on the Renegade side, and the other is on the anarchist side, in trying to basically infiltrate the Renegade camp to learn all their secrets and all that jazz. This is the first book, and I don't know if it's a trilogy or a Flow Bones series. I'm not 100% sure. I know there is a third book out, or currently coming out, like sometime later this year. There's 2 books out currently. So I want to give it a chance. I really am hesitant going into this, but I really want to love it, so we'll have to wait and see. And the final book before we dive into my TBR jar pick for the month is going to be the chapter by chapter book club book of the month for the month of June, and that is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. This one is basically, you guys know that June is Pride Month, and I wanted more books that have focus on the LGBT community on my TBR. I just couldn't find any on my shelves, unfortunately. So this is one that I have been hearing raving reviews about. This is a YA contemporary book about a non-binary main character. It's written by a non-binary author, and it follows our main character Ben, who has been kicked out of their house for coming out to the parents as non-binary, and they are currently living with their sister and trying to figure their life out from all the events that have happened. And I'm assuming there is a romance that happens, considering the cover. And yeah, that's all I've heard. I've heard it's really great, and I follow the author on Twitter. They are really funny, so I'm really hoping to love this. So now it's time to figure out what I'm going to pick for my TBR jar for this month. So last month I ended up picking 3 books because I didn't have a pick in April, but we're going to be back to our normal schedule. If you guys haven't seen me do this before, it's pretty self-explanatory. I have all the titles of every single book that I currently own on my TBR shelf right there in this little jar. I pick one slip out of it every month, so let's jump in and decide what it will be. So I've shaken it up, and according to this slip right here, my pick will be, okay, that's interesting. My June TBR pick is actually Again But Better by Christine Riccio. Now this book is actually currently on the way to me. I just had it in my TBR jar because after I pre-ordered it, I added it in. But this one is a adult contemporary, I believe, and it follows her main character Shane, who is in college, and she's had a hard time adjusting to college life here in the US, so she takes the study abroad program to kind of get a second look at college, and she goes over to London and she makes a whole group of friends, and there's obviously a romance. I have heard mixed things about this since it came out, but I really want to give it its best shot. I really hope I love it. I love Christine. She was one of the first booktubers I ever discovered. So I can't wait to read her book, and hopefully it's fantastic. That's everything that happens for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you guys plan on reading this month, as I would love to know. And as always, I will link all my social media links and link down below for you guys to go check out if you have to follow me on any of those. All means that I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching today. Bye!